Hey there gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about Elden Ring Nightreign because I just stayed up all night playing it, beating bosses, unlocking relics, and actually trying to learn the game, and I gotta say, I hate it. I absolutely hate this game, and I'm surprised to say that because the original Elden Ring, in my opinion, is maybe in the top 3 best games ever made. I've put hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours doing magic builds, melee builds, madness builds. I love the game, every aspect of it, from the exploration, the boss design, the cryptic lore. Whereas with Nightreign, this game, it sucks. It is a lazy cash grab. And I feel so weird and honestly kind of guilty saying that because FromSoftware is one of my favorite studios. I've been playing their stuff since 2009 when I imported a PlayStation 3 to play the original Demon's Souls. It's weird to think about the fact that inventing this genre of fun, difficult combat, how did that studio now in 2025 release a game that genuinely just makes no sense on its most base level? Let's talk about why this game sucks, why you probably see the low review scores, and why it's kind of getting review bombed on Steam, because I played it on PC. This game runs bad, it plays bad, it is bad, from my point of view. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So, what is Elden Ring Nightreign? This is it's a co-op roguelike Souls game, meaning that you're able to explore, there's a slightly randomized map, there's randomized events, but the goal is to basically live as long as possible while this Fortnite-style ring continues to close. An entire run of the game takes about 40 minutes, and it's broken down into nights. Night 1, Night 2, and then Night 3, it's just the last boss. But the whole game is set at a breakneck pace. No mistakes, no exploration, no chance to stop and smell the roses. Every moment absolutely matters. But you also can't split up. You and your 2 teammates have to immediately clear camps, find mini-bosses, and get upgrades. But everything you find is randomized, from the weapons to the magic to the passive bonuses. So while you're doing this, you are very much constantly in a light state of panic. Now, why is that? It's because the game is way too hard. And I'm not saying that like, oh, I can't dodge. You can see in the gameplay, I know how to play Dark Souls. I've been playing it for almost 2 decades. The thing is, every boss, every enemy, in my opinion, hits about 20% too hard and has about 50% too much health. Like, every boss can practically one-shot you. And it does get to a point where the only way to even possibly survive is to be perpetually power leveling and waste 0 seconds. If you make any mistake, run in any direction wrong for even a moment, if you climb up to the wrong fort, if you check the wrong church to try and get a flask upgrade, you instantly lose your 40-minute run. But let me talk about the worst part of this game. It's forced co-op. There is a solo mode, but it's completely busted. But playing this game by yourself, you can't play it with 2 people. It is 3-player only. They said eventually they're trying to make a 2-player mode, but there is no voice chat, there's no text chat, there's no emotes. You can ping the map and literally nothing else. Now, here's why it makes it so damn. So, the reason this makes it so damn hard is that after you beat the game for the first time, you unlock all these different Night Lords, and each of them just sort of plays slightly different. They've got different abilities, different area attacks, and a different elemental weakness. Now, because they have so much health and they hit so hard, you need to use that elemental weakness. If they're weak to fire or weak to lightning, you need to spend every upgrade of every fight for the entire hour-long run purely going towards that one elemental weakness. Oh wait, you can't communicate. The worst part of this game is the complete lack of voice chat. Now, for the entire time last night, I was playing with my best friend who actually, thankfully, is also very obsessed with Elden Ring. So we were able to competently sit in a call and communicate, but the problem is that with that third person, that random spot. We had people that would just grab random loot, pick it up off the ground. Oh yeah, loot is shared, meaning that sometimes you'd have people that just grabbed everything. Hey buddy, I'm trying to tank. Hey, I'm trying to do a bleed build. Hey, I'm trying to grab the Uchi Katana so I can do more stuns and stuff. Since you can't talk, you cannot actually build a proper team comp. You can't actually say, hey, you go towards more grease items. That way we can throw fire on them. Hey, you start stacking lightning now. Because you can't communicate, when you get to the bosses, you can't talk strategy. You can't properly communicate. And the worst part is that even when you do get to these bosses, there's a good chance that honestly your build is just going to suck because the randomization is way too fierce. Good roguelikes are something I'm very much obsessed with. Now, if you've not played a roguelike, essentially this is a newer genre that's popped up here in like the last 10 years. And I truly think that roguelikes are the best genre ever because they are literally infinitely replayable. It means slightly randomized runs. The bosses sometimes act the same, but basically every time you play it, everything is randomized from the camps to the enemies to the upgrades. And that can create a good thrill if it's a well-tuned roguelike because you always start weak and you always end strong. And it feels cool to feel those combination of abilities. Oh, I've got extra stamina. Oh, I've got extra stagger. Oh, I've got a special ability where when I stop moving, I call down these little shards of electricity that can actually hit people around me very nicely. The problem is that because enemies hit so hard, because you're constantly rushing, I feel like you never get a chance to stop and smell the roses. The best part of Elden Ring is the strategy, is figuring things out, is connecting those dots and making sure, hey, I can actually outplay this enemy. As soon as you're dead, you're dead. Now, if you die before like the big bosses show up, you can revive, but every time you die, you lose a level. If you lose a level, your run is basically borked. I hate the fact that you cannot actually talk or communicate or do anything to actually say, hey, we need to go this way. We had times where we would be in a dungeon trying to clear it as fast as possible before that Fortnite fire ring closes, and then one of our guys just runs off into the woods. What do? Do we chase him down? Do we hope he knows what he's doing? Does he have some sort of idea? Did he find a map that shows a nearby treasure chest that's a good clear upgrade? You have no idea. You can't talk. You can't ping. And you're like, okay, I guess this run is screwed. We had multiple runs where we had 30 minutes of tight, clean, awesome progression where we had actual good builds, actual good synergies to our ultimate attacks and stuff. And then whoopsie doodle, somebody makes a mistake 30 minutes down the drain. Now you'd think, oh, that's an interesting style of challenge. But I guess I don't like challenge where other people can ruin my run. It doesn't matter how good I'm playing. It doesn't matter how smart I'm playing. It doesn't matter how much research I've done and practiced the enemy's attacks. Since every enemy has way too much health, you can't solo them. One good player isn't going to be able to carry the team. Now, my thing is that when it comes to these bosses, I feel like they have 6 times the health they normally would. You would expect they would have 3 times the health because there's 3 players. It really does feel like there is 6 times the health. And I don't like that because everybody being so spongy, even when we did win, even when we completely beat the game, it felt weird to just sit there and bash on a bad guy for like just solid 15 minutes. Hit, dodge, hit, dodge, hit, dodge, hit, dodge. 100% efficiency. One mistake, the run is done. I had times where literally we were all playing perfect, an enemy came up, and it turns out they were like a level 12 enemy, and we're at level 8, and it just one-shots the entire party. Sorry, good luck, so long, screw off. Now, people don't get instantly killed. Instead, they get downed. But when you down somebody, your teammates can come up and hit you while you're down on the ground, and it picks you back up. But here's the thing. When somebody has the first down, it takes about 3 hits to pick them up. When they're down a second time, it takes about 8 hits to pick them up. When they're down a third time, it takes 15 hits to pick them up. And if you don't pick them up in 3 seconds, the bar resets, meaning that we have had times where me and my buddy had a partner that was down, and they were very good, so we're trying to pick them up while the boss is chasing us around. And by the way, if he touches us, it's a one-shot. We had to try and do about 40 hits to pick a guy up before the timer ran out. This kind of stuff is not fun. It's frustrating because it requires a sense of progression that to me just doesn't feel warranted. If I was able to talk or communicate or strategize, if I was able to sit in a lobby and say, hey, we're doing this boss specifically, we've got this idea, hey, I'm picking this class, I've got the guy who's really good with the grapple hook, who has the explosive arm, I'll be good at stunning them. Oh, he's going for the tank, let him grab the shields, make sure that he's ready to tank and spank these bad guys. Oh, you're going more towards a magic build or a healer build. Let's try to figure that out. The fact that you cannot communicate makes these incredibly difficult bosses, in a lot of ways, unplayable. Oh yeah, also, it runs terrible. I have a high-end PC. My buddy has like a $7,000 PC. This game runs like trash, and that's not just for us. The entire Steam reviews are filled with people saying, what the hell kind of performance issues? How does this even have performance issues when Elden Ring runs so good? You can look at the code. I bet this is just exactly Elden Ring. Oh yeah, this is just Elden Ring in the fact that there's no new weapons. There's a couple new bosses. There's not really any new music. It seems like this is just straight up an asset flip. They took the exact game, gave it to the C team, let them remix it, and sold it with a $40 price tag. If this was free DLC, if they tacked this on, I would actually be more accepting of it, because this could be an interesting mode to play for a bit, but a $40 price tag, it signifies the fact that they trusted this to be the next chapter of Elden Ring, one of the best games ever made. I also don't like the fact that it doesn't teach you anything in the game. It doesn't tell you what these items are. It doesn't teach you how you dual wield. It doesn't teach you how to change weapons. It doesn't teach you anything because it assumes you have already put those hundreds of hours of Elden Ring. A good game, even a good sequel, even a good spin-off, I think should teach you how the hell the game works. I'm annoyed because I think there needs to be a better sense of progression for every single run. When you're playing this, you're very much at the whims of just hoping you get good stuff. The map stays pretty static. The map doesn't evolve that much, but you will get these things like the Shattered Earth event. Sometimes something massive shows up, an electric storm that empowers enemies. And if you kill those enemies, which of course makes them 3 times harder, now they give you 5 times the souls. Okay, those are tough. We've encountered those, and when you survive, hey, great reward. That kind of stuff at times can be thrilling, but sometimes you'll just get a giant volcano that's way too big, and you go, okay, that's a level 10 area. We can't go there till night 2. That makes sense. Oh wait, the storm is closing, and it crushes us into the volcano. Because of that stupid Fortnite ring, I have been shoved into lava. I've run into sheer cliffs and just died to the storm. I've had incredibly good runs die because the storm just shoved me into a wall that had no way to climb it. This game's randomization is terribly designed. Good randomization is exciting. Good randomization keeps the game perpetually fresh. You truly cannot imagine what comes next. Let me end this on a good note. I think that this game is going to be modded, and whatever the hackers make out of this is going to be infinitely better than whatever we have now. I'm curious to see what people are able to mod to make this into a single-player experience, a single-player roguelike with properly balanced enemies that aren't such a sheer spike in difficulty. I'm sure some people are going to be like, oh, just get better. Play the game. Trust me. I have played hundreds of hours of Elden Ring. I've done low-level builds. I've done purposely gimped builds where I'm not strong enough. This is more than just, I can't do much damage. It's more of, the bosses take 80 hits, and if they hit you once, you're dead. Having that back to back to back, not being able to practice, to attempt to really get good at these fights, it just becomes boring. My buddy, after we played this all night, he loves Elden Ring. At the very end of the night, he said, DreamcastGuy, I'm glad I helped you make this video, but I ain't ever playing this again. I'm not playing it for fun. I'm not logging in. I'm going to freaking tell Steam that it doesn't work and try to get a freaking refund. This game is unplayable trash. And I'm kind of in that spot where I think this game has some interesting ideas, some strong merits, but this package, it's bad. As an Elden Ring fan, it is just bad. What the heck? If you're looking for that FromSoftware charm, but with your friends, go play the co-op mod for Elden Ring. That is honestly sharp. You can play the whole game start to finish, and honestly, it's better balanced, it's more fun, and of course, it's actually interesting. This is boring slop. I think Bandai Namco forced him to make. Somebody at the studio literally wanted a cash grab, and I've never seen FromSoftware do a cash grab, and I'll be honest, I don't like it. How do you feel about Elden Ring Nightreign? I can't even give it a score. I'd give it like a 4 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.